my big brushes. And when I need them, I pick one, the way a golfer might pick a golf club, I suppose. And I saw a documentary of Joan Mitchell, and the person taking the film said, "What are you thinking about when you paint?" And she said, "Painting." And I've thought of that so much because it's true. I mean, you've got a lot of balls in the air that you're juggling, and you are thinking about painting and how it's going to work visually. The sense of our eyes, what our eyes can do. And there are lots of subjects out there that aren't visual, but this is about that we identify with the figure gazing out into something that's dumbfounded. That's because to me, that's what I experience in the face of art. I use my eyes, and I'm seeing something that fills me with everything I yearn for: new knowledge, surprise, delight, and it's all visual. It's all coming into me through this language that I revere. So it's like a sacred act of being quiet and looking at something fascinating. So I felt that the seafarers encountering this alien object was that moment that all people who are obsessed with looking at art, which I am, see, I'd rather go with my passions than my rage. So that's something that I love, is looking at things, and that's what this painting is about. I began as an abstract painter, and I think that's a good place to begin. I notice that art schools don't start there, but I would start there. Mm-hmm. And this painting started out with a red top and a yellow bottom, and then I wanted to move the yellow up into the red. And that's all it was at some point. And then just out of the corner of my eye, I thought, oh, those yellow things look like streaks of urine. So I could make guys peeing into the bottom of the painting. Now I collect brushes, and you see a brush like this is very valuable to me because it's so fucked up that I can't control it. And so when I paint with it, I get a more surprising result than if I use this brush, which is almost like my hand at this point. When I paint with this brush, it's so much a part of my hand that I feel very at home.
I mean, you can't deny, you can say like all of these ideas come out of your head, and you're just being playful, and things are just happening from your head to the canvas. But you have to think about being on the computer or reading the newspaper or talking with people. Everything from the outside world permeates what's going into your mind, into your head, into these paintings.
Well, I agree. However, I feel that if I get too much in that state of mind, I won't be the artist that I am, that I want to stay in my dreamy world.
It can be your dreamy world, but once you put that canvas or that painting out into the world, it's almost like it's not yours anymore. It belongs to the world.
Okay, so you were saying that the men peeing are not some neutral evolution of how the paint fell onto the canvas. You were saying...
No, it's a real piss-off painting, but it's not, I don't think it's about men in general. I think it's just about the corporate world, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the corporate world.
Well, just if you're looking at this painting opposed to the one with all the men drinking into the body of water, which could be like slurping all the resources of our world.
Oh, I love it.
And just taking everything for themselves. And it's a real Republican notion. What's mine is mine.
So each painting is its own little time capsule of what you were thinking about for the summer, or what?
The only thing I leave here is I leave notes to myself, right here, so that when I get out of the car from New York My whole head is full of New York stuff. I come into this barn and it's such a visceral experience. And then I remember that right over here I left myself a little note. So it's one part of myself speaking to another's, and this note is what I left this year. And it says, "You can always be stranger."
Well, let's hold on that for a minute.
And then, are you through with this one?
I'm just gonna come back a little. What does the note say?
It says, "You can always be stranger."
When did you leave this note?
When I left last year, I left it for me to see this year. And so when I leave this year, I have to leave a message. And it might be this one, which is, "Fix the window."